Alright, and welcome back to Unhelpful Yoda, where today we are talking about Switch games. I have a decent Switch collection considering, but I have an odd Switch collection. You'll see as I go through it. I have weird games for the Switch, like I'm missing some relatively big titles, but then I have some just strange things. Some very strange things. Anyway, let's get started. This is one of the first games I bought for the Switch because it was one of the earlier ones. Azure Strike Gunvolt Striker Pack. Pretty cool Mega Man-esque game. I liked it. I haven't played a whole lot of these games. I think there's multiple in this, but what I played of this was pretty cool. So, here we have Bayonetta 2 with a download copy of Bayonetta 1. Fun fact, I bought this used at GameStop and got the copy of Bayonetta 1 with it. So that was cool. But yeah, I really like this on the Wii U. I just wanted to own a Switch copy, and because the Bayonetta 1 download code isn't guaranteed there, I guess, they had it at like 30 bucks or something. So, yeah, it was a good price for that. I was willing to pick a second copy up for that price. Here we have Bendy and the Ink Machine. I like this game. I really like the character work with it. They're creepy, but like kind of that nice, like I want to say like what 40s or 50s cartoon look. Really cool. I like these. I like the game. I like the aesthetic. It was a fun game. Here we have Blade Strangers. I'm trying to think. I remember when I bought the game, it looked really cool. I'd never seen like Isaac. I think that's the guy from Gunvolt, Cave Story. I don't know, just some like odd characters I thought, and then it was like a fighting game. So it looked really cool. It's a decent game. Nicholas usually puts out pretty good stuff, so it was worth it. But I don't have a whole good memory. This is pretty early in the Switch's life. I want to say like 2018 or 2019. Right around the time Crafted World came out, so 2019, I think. Here we have Bloodstained Curse of the Moon from Limited Run, along with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I didn't really like this one too much. Ritual of the Night was kind of, I don't know, there was just some weirdness to it. It looked like it was just a little bit more ambitious, I think, than they were ready to handle. But that's just my opinion. I'm not a game developer, so I don't know. I didn't care that much for this one. This one, though, was great. I love this. I can't wait for the second one. I know it's out already, but I pre-ordered it from Limited Run, so I'm just waiting for it to come in. Side note, we'll talk about that later too, because it affects my other game. But yeah, so this is really good. I originally beat this on the Xbox on Game Pass, but I was really happy to pick it up when Limited Run came out with a copy. Next we have Celeste. I actually missed the Limited Run pre-order of this, but managed to find a copy when I went to Best Buy. I'm really happy I did. I love the game. The story was amazing. Maddie's great. Yeah, I just love the game. Absolutely love the game. One of my favorites. One of my favorite games on the system, and just one of my favorite games, period. Can't speak highly enough about this, although I think pretty much everyone who's played this game speaks highly of the game. Also, it's a platformer. I love platformers. This is a more recent edition, but one that I was super excited for and then skipped for quite a bit. Clubhouse 51 Games Worldwide Classics. I love when Nintendo puts out stupid shit like this. This is great. I don't know. The tank game made it worth it. Like, honestly, I saw the tank game in the trailer when this was announced, and like, that was it. That was all I needed to see. The other 50 games can go to hell. Tank game is great. But then the other 50 games are pretty good too, so fun game. If you haven't, pick it up. It's like 30 bucks. It's great. Next we have Cooking Mama Cookstar. So funny story. Everyone knows how this was like a really, well, not everyone, but a lot of people know this is a really weird release where like the developer got in trouble for publishing it or something. And, like it was a whole thing, and like it was mining crypto off your Switch or something. There was a whole mess of shit that happened with this game. And it started going up in price and got kind of expensive. I think it's just a common release now, but at the time, people were going crazy for it. what bothers me is I actually really like the Cooking Mama games. I think this game is pretty fun. So it started getting expensive before I had a chance to order it. So I ended up having to pay like $50 for this game, which is ridiculous. But yeah, so I bought it not into the hype. I bought it because I just like the Cooking Mama games. If we go through some of my other collections, eventually you'll see more of them. I have a lot of them. I'm just a really big fan, and I wanted this game, and then the whole craziness with it happened. Funny story. It was a pretty decent game too, by the way, just in case. Here we have Darksiders Remastered Edition. This is a pretty good series. The Darksiders games are pretty good. This is a good version of it. Mine is beat the hell. I found that at a pawn shop like this for, I think, $15. I have spare cases somewhere. I really gotta switch it out. Anyway, it's a pretty good, this is a good game. If you like Zelda and like God of War, this will be right up your alley. Next we have Disney classic games, Aladdin and Lion King. I mean, it's just Aladdin and Lion King from the, I want to say they're from the Genesis, but I'm not positive. I forget which versions they used. But yeah, from like the Super Nintendo Genesis era, I just forget which ones they actually use on here. We bought this for my wife. She was really into it. I only remember playing one Aladdin game, and it was the Genesis one. And I don't know which one's on here. I haven't played it since it's been on here. But my wife wanted it, and she liked it. It's neat that they brought it back too. I kind of hope they do it with some of the more of the games. A Beauty and the Beast game like that, like bringing the Beauty and the Beast game up to the Switch would be great. Here we have one of my imports, Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 on the Switch. This is a physical copy. I know a lot of people don't like these because this is like the mobile version where like the graphics are kind of weird. But honestly, who the hell cares? They still look good, or at least decent. They're not great. It doesn't look as good as that 3 remake we're getting, but whatever. It still looks really cool, and honestly, I love Dragon Quest. So like that's really it. I'm just a fan of Dragon Quest games. Toriyama's style is amazing, and look at it. It's like they look just like Dragon Ball characters. They're so cool. So yeah, I just really wanted to own this, so I made sure to import it. Here we have Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. Haven't played it yet. I really liked Final Fantasy VII Remake, so I went out and I've been picking up Final Fantasy games since I beat that. I was kind of picking up before because I just like the aesthetic of Final Fantasy, but I've never actually really been able to play them because I'm just not good at RPGs. With very few exceptions, I'm really not good at RPGs. They get too long and I get frustrated. Anyway, but I've been picking them up, trying to get more into the series, and this was at Walmart for a few bucks, so I picked it up. I hear it's pretty good, but haven't actually gotten to play it. This is an RPG I did really like. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. This is my first Fire Emblem game that I really got to play, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I do, at this point, own most of the Fire Emblem games that were released in the US, but this is the first one I really made my way through. It was really fun. Edelgard, it's great. I was on her side, but yeah, this is really good. I love this game. Highly recommend it. One of my favorite Switch games. Giga Alt Wreckers. Haven't actually played it, but it was made by Game Freak. It's got a limited run release, which is surprising. I feel like Game Freak is so closely tied with Nintendo, like why didn't Nintendo just release this or whatever, but anyway, it was also on other platforms too, like I think there's a PS4 copy of this too. But yeah, it looked pretty neat. I do want to get around to playing it at some point, I just haven't. Here we have Grace. Again, this is another one of like my favorite Switch games. I absolutely love this game. The art style is just amazing, and the way it's done, like the watercolor look, so good. Such a pretty game. The music's really good too. Yeah, that's really all I had. It was a really good game. Glad to have a physical copy of it. If you haven't, definitely play it. Here we have Hades. I haven't actually played this yet. I don't know. I hear it's one of those games where you just like kind of keep replaying it over and over to try and get further or whatever, but I just haven't gotten around to playing it. It looks really good. I hear really good things. I definitely want to play it. Glad to have a copy of it, but just haven't gotten around to playing it. Here we have Hasbro Family Game Night, Monopoly, Risk, and Trivial Pursuit. Trivial Pursuit's fun. I like learning things and knowing things, so that's good for that. Monopoly is a great game. Teaches you how bad capitalism is. Risk, I've never actually played Risk. I've played it poorly with like the board game when I was a kid because we didn't have the instructions, but I've never played the actual game. Me and my wife play this quite a bit though. It's good. I mean, obviously it's Monopoly and Trivial Pursuit, like, of course it's good. Here we have Hollow Knight. I bought this without ever playing the game because I thought it was going to be like a small release, and I still see it in stores occasionally, but it's a really good game. Metroidvania type game. I don't really have a whole lot to say. I haven't gotten all the way through it or even that far into it, but it's really cool. Can't wait for Silksong though. Next we have Immortals, Phoenix Rising. This is a really good game in a weird way. It's like if Ubisoft made Breath of the Wild, but with like, what is it? Greek mythology, I guess. I don't know. It's got that Ubisoft feel to it, which isn't a good thing, but everything else about it's really good. It's like if Ubisoft really, really tried to make an actual good game, they'd get this. Not that they don't have other good games, but it's like if Assassin's Creed was actually a good series. Bam. This is one of those anime games. I like anime games. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Familia Myth, Infinite Combat. I like the anime. The series is good. It's a fun show. Haven't played the game yet. Picked it up relatively recently. It's getting kind of hard to find and kind of expensive, which is, I think I don't know how many of these I've posted because I'm recording all these collection videos one after the other as I pack. But I've mentioned it in pretty much all of them. Every time I talk about an anime game, animes don't usually get a whole lot of games. They'll get like one or two when they're super popular, and then like that's it. They usually don't get many more. So they tend to get expensive later. So if you like the series, I recommend picking up the game. I really like this show. I made sure to pick it up. It's getting expensive already. With that in mind, I pick up anime games even if I've never seen the show, just in case, because I do like anime quite a bit, and I might get into the show one day and want to play the game. Also, sometimes the games just help you get in the show. This game doesn't look like it's going to help anyone get into the show, but it looks fun enough. So, pretty excited, want to play it. That's pretty much it. We got It'll Do 2. This is one of the first games I bought on the Switch. It came out pretty early with the Switch. There wasn't a whole lot of physical games at the time. I think this was like the first Christmas after the Switch came out. It's like top-down Zelda. So if you're into that, like a Link to Past or Zelda Link to Awakening, something like that, this is definitely a game for you. Really cool game. And again, Nicholas, man, pumps out some good stuff. And this is a side note here, but they always come with like little guidebooks and little extras. Like this one has like a little map with it, and it's even like torn at the edges and stuff. I don't know if you can see that, but it's always like torn at the edges and stuff. It's adorable. Like they put so much work into these physical releases. It's great. It's good stuff. Next we have Jumanji the video game. Fun fact, this is a standard release game. However, the collector's edition was released from Limited Run Games, and when I ordered a random collector's edition from Limited Run Games, this is the one I got. I don't want this game. Kill la Kill, IF, the game. I like Kill la Kill. I like fighting games. Not good at them, but I like them. And, you know, this is $17. It's not bad. This is pretty cheap. It's a pretty decent game from what I played. I mostly played the demo though, so I'm not sure how good the full game is. But obviously, if the demo was good, the full game is probably just a better version. But maybe I'm missing some stuff that makes it like really good. But yeah, it's a fun game, and it's made by Arc System Works, who made the Dragon Ball FighterZ game. So, yeah, quality. They make quality fighting games, so it's definitely a good fighting game. It's just how good. And again, anime games, gotta pick them up while you can. Here we have Killer Queen Black. I left my shipping label on it from Best Buy. Don't really want to show that, but yeah. So Killer Queen Black, I haven't actually played it yet. But yeah, it looked like a fun game. I picked it up because it was on sale. Hopefully get around to it soon. I'm not going to spend too much time on these 4 right here, because if you own a Switch, you probably have played them. You got Breath of the Wild. This game's amazing. We got Link's Awakening. If you don't like the art style, I don't know what to tell you, but the game's great. Loved it on the Game Boy Color. I know it was on the original Game Boy. I originally played the DX version on the Game Boy Color. My brother had it. That was the first time I actually played a Zelda game too. Followed quickly by Majora's Mask. But really good. Really happy when this got remade. Age of Calamity. I haven't played this yet. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the Warriors games, and I don't know, nothing's really driven me to play it, but I bought it just in case. And we got Skyward Story HD. I actually enjoyed this game on the Wii, although it has plenty of faults, I understand. Still, I think it's a decent game. I think people who like the game really overrate it, but people who don't like the game are way too harsh on it. It's a perfectly fine game. It's just not the best Zelda game. Zelda has so many good games that this one isn't exactly... this isn't the highlight, but it's a decent game. Really want to play it on the Switch, picked it up, but just don't have time to play it right now. Next we have Luigi's Mansion 3. I really like this one. I didn't really play Luigi's Mansion 2, but the first one's really good. This one's, I think, a little bit worse, but a little bit better in some ways. Honestly, this is probably like the better game. I just like the way the GameCube game feels more. Like, that feels more creepy than this one. This one's more like cartoony fun, which, I mean, it's fine. It's a Mario game, but like, I don't know, this feels a little too clean to be a scary game. But yeah, still a really good game. Definitely play it if you haven't. We got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, it's Mario Kart. There's nothing really to say. It's Mario Kart. It's also the best-selling Mario Kart, I think. I'm like 90% sure it is. And it's this best-selling Switch game. It's Mario Kart. There's not really much to say there. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This game is great. I love this game. It's such a stupid concept, but it works so well. Like, Mario and the Rabbids crossover, platformer maybe, something more, pretty standard. No, tactical RPG. Sure, let's make XCOM Mario with Rabbids in it. It just seems like it wouldn't work, but it's so good. It's done so well. And the Donkey Kong DLC is really cool too, so yeah. Can't wait for that sequel coming next year. We got Mega Man 11. This was great. Good return. Nice to have Mega Man back. It's really, I like Mega Man, so happy to have that back. We got The Mummy Demastered. Haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but I hear it's a really good game. I'd show you the back, but my shipping or pickup label is covering it because it's not opened yet. It's just hard to get these labels off without ripping the plastic on them. So, but anyway, yeah, really good looking game, and I hear it's really good. This feels like one of those games that no one really bought, and it's probably gonna end up stupid expensive later. So pick it up now while you can. I think Best Buy is still selling them. Next we got New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I really don't like the new Super Mario Bros. Games anymore. The DS and the Wii one were good. Like, they were fun. I had a lot of fun with them. And then the 3DS one was okay, but it was on the 3DS, so it was nice to play it. And the Wii U one wasn't that good. This is just the Wii U one again. It's still not that good. I just want something else. Like, I want a 2D Mario. Like, I want more of these, but stop making this. Make, you know, different. Get something different. Give me like or Mario Bros. 2, but New Super Mario Bros. In that style. Like, that would be fun. At least it'd be different. This just feels like the same game with new levels. So this is the other game I was talking about. Mentioned it earlier in the video where I said I ordered Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, and it hasn't come in yet, and it affects another game. It's this game. We got Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. This is really good. It's also really expensive these days. I'm pretty sure it's hard to find now too. So yeah, this is really good. This is alright, really good to stretch. This is fine. This is decent. No More Heroes 3. This I've been having a lot of fun with. This is fun. Really like the No More Heroes games. But I ordered the collector's editions for 1 and 2 from Limited Run, and they haven't come in yet. They've been ready to ship for like 3 months now, or something. Like, they've been ready for a while, but fucking Bloodstained Curse of the Moon's holding up my order, so I haven't gotten it yet. But yeah, so these are on their end because of No More Heroes. I just want to try Strikes Again to be with the rest of the series, just in case you're wondering why they're alphabetical, but that's like way off, that's a T. Anyway, yeah, this is really good. The first 2 are also really good. I'm just going to throw that out there now. The first 2 are also really good. I honestly think 2 is still the best one. But 3, I've been having a lot of fun with 3. I haven't beaten it yet though. I'm only on the third boss. I'm on the third boss. But I'm having a lot of fun with the game. Next we have Octopath Traveler. This is the first time in this video, but this is my wife's game. No, it's not. The what's it called? Disney game was hers, but this is one that's like just hers. She wanted it. I remember her putting a decent amount of time into it. I think she likes this one, so you know. I don't know how I feel about the game itself, but the art style is really good. But more importantly, this is the art style we're getting the Dragon Quest III remake in, and that has me really excited. Next we have Panzer Dragoon. This is a really good game. It's pretty expensive on the Saturn. This is the remake of it. So yeah, I was happy to pick this up. Again, limited run. A lot of my games for the Switch are limited run games, so that's just its own little thing there. We got Paper Mario and the Origami King. Hot take, this game's not that bad. It's okay. It's just not as good as old Paper Mario, which is fine. I have no problem with it not being as good as older Paper Mario games. I really agree when people say the first 2 are the best 2. And then Super is still really good, but just a little bit different. And then the newer ones kind of suck. This is the exception. The other 2, the 3DS and the Wii U ones, they fucking blow. This one's fine though. It's just, it's not the same as the old ones, but that's okay. It's its own thing, and it's good. It's still a fun game. Just not as good as the first 2. Also, the 64 one's better than Thousand Year Door. Next game, boy, I don't know. It was $7.50 for a Switch game, so we bought it at Walmart. That's all I got. Here's a nice little chunk. We got Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and then Sword and Shield. As you can see, I'm missing Let's Go Eevee, and I still have to pick up the DLC versions of these games. A little behind on my Pokemon picking up, but yeah, I like all of these. Let's Go was a fun game. I know people complain about it. It's a really fun game. It's just a simplified Pokemon. Pokemon's already simple, I understand that, but it's Pokemon. Like, calm the fuck down. It doesn't need to be super hard. This is fine. These 2 are really good. They have problems. Like, the graphics aren't that great. The voice acting is non-existent. And it makes the story a little bit weird, because, like, people are talking in cutscenes, and you have to sit there and read it, but, like, they're clearly animated to talk, so, like, why didn't you just have voice acting? Anyway, but the games themselves are fine. The games themselves are good. Yeah, I really like these. I played Sword, my wife played Shield. I am replaying Shield, or was replaying Shield, or I guess playing Shield while replaying Jenny. But I didn't get very far. I put a couple hours in, and then got No More Heroes 3 and kind of stopped. New Pokemon Snap. I waited like 20-ish years for this game. Very excited. Really loved it. The update they did was pretty cool. Rayman Legends. Got this on the Wii U. Loved it. My wife wanted it on the Switch. So so we got it on the Switch. River City Girls, another limited run game made by Way Forward. Really good game. There's a sequel coming out. Can't wait for that. Rune Factory 4 Special. This is my wife's game. It's a port of a 3DS game. She really likes it. She's put a lot of time into it. Sega Genesis Classics. It's just a collection of Sega Genesis games, but that's always a good thing. This is a unique one. We got Sense, a cyberpunk something. It looks pretty cool. I got the nice big box edition from PlayAsia. I haven't gotten around to playing it yet, but it looks pretty neat. We got Shantae and the Seven Sirens. I love Shantae. I have more Shantae games. I did a box opening for them. Check that out. But yeah, this is a really good game. I loved it. I played it digitally, so my copy's still sealed. But I opened the collector's edition because I display a lot of it. Like I said, a huge Shantae fan, so I made sure to display most of my collection for it, and when I move, all of it will be displayed again. We got Civilization 6. I don't like this one. I like Civilization Revelations on the Revelation, whatever. I like it on the PS3. Didn't like this one. I hear there's a Vita version, like a sequel to that game, the PS3 game on the Vita. Recently found out about that, so gonna pick that up. Next we have Shinmura EX. I picked this up because it was made by Grasshopper, Suda51. I'm just a big fan of his games. I haven't gotten around to playing this yet, but that was my reason for picking it up. So hopefully play it soon. I'm just kind of, I'm on a streak of collecting all of his games, slowly but surely. Here we have Spongebob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I really like this game. I know it's got some changes from the original that people weren't happy about, but I really liked it. So much so I bought on the PS4 and the Switch. Now we got South Park The Fractured But Whole. Basically exactly what I just said for the last game. Bought it on the PS4 and the Switch because I liked it so much. It's a good game. Starlink Battle for Atlas. This is okay. It's not that bad of a game, but the Toys to Life part's kind of annoying. Honestly, I really wanted this for the Star Fox ship, though. That's why I bought this game. The Star Fox ship gets displayed, and it just sits on my shelf. It's decent, though. Star Wars Pinball. It's Star Wars, and it's pinball. If you like pinball, and you like Star Wars, you'll like the game. We've got Streets of Rage 4. I haven't actually had a chance to play this one, but it's Streets of Rage. I was happy to pick it up. It is a limited run game, I believe. No, it's not. I thought this was a limited run. Anyway, it's Streets of Rage. I was happy to pick it up. I got it from Best Buy. Yeah. Haven't played it yet, though. Mario 3D All-Stars. Of course I bought this. You'd be crazy not to buy this. It's 3 of the best Mario games. Yeah, it's a really good game. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. This is what I mean when I say we want something different from the 2D Mario games, the new Super games. We want this, but you know, not necessarily this. But yeah, the 3D World was great. Bowser's Fury was amazing. Hopefully they do more of that. We got Super Mario Odyssey. This game's also great. Good 3D Mario game. And then we got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. My favorite Switch game. Love this game. Really happy to see Banjo in the game. But then someone I didn't expect to be as excited for, Pyra and Mithra. I love playing as them. Not a big fan of Xenoblade, but I love playing as them. We got Tetris 99. I bought this physically because it came with a year of the subscription service. And it's Tetris. Trials of Mana. This is my wife's game. I haven't played it. I don't even know if she's played it. I think so, though. Undertale. It's like worse Earthbound, but like Earthbound's an amazing game. So, yeah. Good game. Vitamin Connection. This was made by Way Forward, and I just love Way Forward's games, so I picked it up. I haven't actually played it, though. Limited run, but I got it through Best Buy. Remember I said weird games? We got Waifu Undercover.
No! No!
This is a weird game. I haven't played it yet, but it's supposed to be like a shoot 'em up game. I hear it's really good, but I haven't played it. Someone in one of my Facebook groups where I talk about retro games and stuff mentioned it and said it was really good, even though it looked weird. And I was like, yeah, what the hell? It's relatively cheap. I think it was like $30 on PlayAsia for the nice big boxy one. I guess you can call this big box. It has like an outer package or whatever. Anyway, it was pretty cheap. It was a Switch game. I was like, what the hell? I'll take my chances. What's the worst that can happen? I don't like it. I have 4,000 games I don't care for. Anyway, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Speaking of games I don't care for, this game sucks. That's probably not entirely true. I really don't like it though. It's slow and boring. That's really all I got. I couldn't get into it. Next we have Ukulele. This is a really good 3D platform. It's made by the same people who made Banjo-Kazooie way back. I really like this one. I want to get the sequel, the Ukulele and the Impossible Lair. That's a 2D platformer, but I hear it's really good. This one was pretty good. A little glitchy, a little buggy, but still really good. If you like collectathons, you'll like this. If you like Banjo-Kazooie, you'll like this. We got Yoshi's Crafted World. A lot of people say it's not as good as Woolly World. I mean, that's kind of true, but it is still a fun game. The only thing I think, the only issue I have with this game is they advertise that, like, flipping the screen mechanic or whatever, where, like, it would turn around, you could see behind all the crafts and stuff, as, like, a big deal, and it ended up not being one. It's not that big of a deal. I kind of wish they would have done more with that, but it was still a decent game. We have Ys Origins. Origin. This looks pretty cool. Never got into it, but I wanted to play it. I think my wife wants to play this too, so get around to it eventually. And finally, we got Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. Link Evolution. I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan, and this is one of the few Yu-Gi-Oh! Games coming out these days. I remember back in the day when Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out all the time. I miss those days. This game's not that good. It's not terrible, but it just has little things that are annoying. Like the animations playing every time you summon a big monster, which in better decks that make use of some of those monsters is kind of annoying. Like if you're playing Firewall and you're summoning it 3 times at a turn, that just gets annoying. Too much Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyway, I like this game. I do play it quite a bit. Hoping the new Master Duel is better, but this is fine. I'm okay with this. It's the Switch collection there. Yeah, there's quite a few games, as you can see. Like I said, I have a weird Switch collection. I have a lot of like odder games that you know, just like smaller games, but I don't have a lot of the big titles for the Switch. Like things like Astral Change, I haven't picked them up yet. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is one of my favorite games, and I don't have that yet. But I'm slowly gathering them. I figure those games aren't going to be super hard to find, so I've mostly been focusing on collecting some of those smaller titles, and then I'll find the big titles, you know, whenever I get a chance. It's not as big a deal. It's still the most relevant system right now, with the PS5 being really hard to find, PS4 being out the door. The Switch is the most prevalent system currently, so it's not going to be super hard to find some of the major titles for it. I just kind of gather things as I can. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Maybe.